Late one night, Littlefoot sees a strange, blue-colored meteor falling from the sky and crashing into Three-Horn Peak, an active volcano in the Smoking Mountain range. When Littlefoot describes it the next morning, the adults in the Great Valley do not take it as a serious matter if they even believe it at all, except for two newcomers, the mysterious, rainbow faces, who are dinosaurs with rainbow-colored beaks. The rainbow faces tell them of possibilities of wonders beyond what they know, and suggest the rock may be a stone of cold fire, which is capable of possessing magical properties. Sarah's father, however, stops the rainbow faces and forbids them or anybody else to fill the children's heads with rubbish. Littlefoot tries to tell Sarah's father that he knew where the flying rock was and how he can find it. But Sarah's father warns Littlefoot about the mysterious beyond and how it's off limits. Littlefoot's grandfather agrees and tells Littlefoot that until the far walkers leave the Great Valley, it would be better if they don't make any more fuss about the flying rock. Terreno, the long-lost outcast uncle of Littlefoot's friend Petrie, overhears the entire conversation and conspires to find the rock to use its powers to take control of the valley. Terreno asks Petrie, who idolizes him, for the location of the rock and learns its location. Littlefoot's friend Ducky overhears Terreno's plan, but before she can warn the others, Terreno and his cronies, Rhynchus, a Rhamphorhynchus, and Sierra, a Sierradactylus, capture her and set out to find the stone. Upon discovering Ducky's abduction, the adults tell the young ones how Terreno led some of their herd during their search for the valley, but had accidentally brought his followers to a pack of Deinonychus. Terreno was able to fly away, but the event left him emotionally scarred, and he was expelled from the herd as punishment for leading his followers into danger. Because the adults are slow to reach a decision, Littlefoot, Petrie, Sarah, and Spike take off by themselves in search of Ducky. Meanwhile, Ducky escapes the flyers and falls into a cave while fleeing. After the children find her, Ducky comforts Petrie, who is distraught about his uncle's actions, by stating that she could tell that Terreno is the least wicked of the three flyers, and that he still has a potential of doing good. Rhynchus and Sierra suddenly recapture Ducky and pursue the children in violation of Terreno's orders, but the children are able to outsmart the two evil flyers. As the flyers fly away, Petrie tells them not to go in. A thunderstorm comes. They see some lightning and hear thunder. Later, as the thunderstorm comes and there is wind, thunder and lightning, the adult dinosaurs meet her. Andy Grandpa Longneck tells Petrie's mother to find another flyer to help her and hurry. Afterwards, later during the thunderstorm when it rains, Sierra displays mutinous feelings towards Terreno, but Rhynchus convinces him to hold off betraying Terreno until they find the stone. Terreno sings a song about how a very important creature he is. The children pursue the flyers, hoping to reach the stone before them. They reach inside the cave and they sleep in the cave, and the thunderstorm lasted until morning. The children wake up in the morning as the thunderstorm is over. Aided by the rainbow faces, who suddenly appear and offer their knowledge of volcanoes, they manage to arrive at Three-Horn Peak before the flyers. However, both groups discover that the stone is just an ordinary meteorite. Lamenting over this realization, Terreno explains that he had meant to create a paradise with the power of the stone, not realizing that this paradise already exists in the form of the Great Valley. Envy, lung to believe the stone is not magical, Rhynchus and Sierra betray Terreno. However, as they attempt to get the stone to give them power, the volcano begins to erupt with lava, lightning and thunder. And Terreno sees Ducky holding onto a cliff and as lightning strikes nearby and Ducky falls, Terreno saves Ducky from certain death. Petrie's mother arrives with a Quetzalcoatlus, who is a huge flyer, to evacuate the children, leaving Rhynchus and Sierra to be caught in the meteorite's explosion, which they tried to bash, and they land back at the site where they camped earlier, quite burned, singed, and bruised. Terreno is thanked for saving Ducky's life. Back in the Great Valley, the grown-ups have a meeting and decide about Terrano's fate. For rescuing the children, spoken by Littlefoot's grandfather, Terrano's exile from the valley will be reduced to until 5 cold times have passed, 5 winters years. Petrie cuts in and tries to plead against the punishment, begging the grown-up Esther let Terrano live in the valley forever. However, Petrie's mother tells Petrie that even though Terrano may be sorry, it does not change what he did, erase his actions, and he must still be held responsible. Terrano, agreeing with the banishment, tells Petrie that everyone, including himself, has to take responsibility for their actions and assures Petrie that he should be fine. Accepting the result, Petrie tearfully bids Terrano farewell, with the latter saying he will miss Petrie before Sarah's father forces Terrano away, begging him to move on. This prompts him to remark to the latter that there are things he will not miss at all. That night, Littlefoot finds the rainbow faces and asks them if the meteorite really was a stone of cold fire. They admit that while it wasn't, his effort to search for it was what really mattered, and reiterate that there are many unknowns to be discovered, beyond the mysterious beyond. Littlefoot is then momentarily distracted, and when he turns around, he finds the rainbow faces have disappeared in a pillar of light, implied to be a tractor beam, indicating that the rainbow faces are aliens. As his friends find him, an inspired Littlefoot reflects that there are many unknowns and that such unknowns make life wonderful.